don't know how to actually watch live. Oh, never mind. That works. So, the map. I gotta go here. Okay, let's go there. See anything else for us?
This is gonna take a lot of paperwork.
Damn marauders are out of control.
Feels like let's try assassinating or knocking them out. See how to do. Marauder hooligans. Don't know what the melee button is, so let's find out. Button. Yeah, there we go. T. Let's change this to F. Put that T. Oh, we got a hunting rifle. It's probably gonna be good for sniping. He's got nothing on him. Check it out. I heal myself, so how do I heal? Let's see, is it T? Doesn't heal that much, does it? Nice. Really? There's a dead person here that I didn't kill. I need to loot his armor. Or her armor. Blows. One part it's not the same about Skyrim. Skyrim can loot everything down to the underwear. Oh, I guess that's the town. Maybe a special way to harvest these. What is that? Yep.
Whoa,
There's actually
hey,
people here.
where'd you come from?
Hello, Silas.
Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's marauder territory, friend. You talk too pretty for a marauder. Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls. And low prices. Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family. Hey, I earned that fancy title. Started off a lowly junior gravesite builder, then junior interment engineer. Oh, and I was a junior burial assistant for a time. The rate I've been working, I'm bound to earn a promotion. Must be about 50, 60 burials away from associate in humor. Definitely not the junior in humor. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites. We rent them from the... Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signature.
Thank you, Silas.
Beats working at the cannery. Huh? What? I wasn't dozing off. I could really go for some salt too.
Huh? What? I wasn't dozing off.
Alright. I'm gonna save the game and see if I can kill these guys for fun. Oh no! Murder Silas. Oh, I killed Silas. They didn't have it in gun on. Man, these guys aren't even lootable. Well, this one is. Oh, no, not what I do. Let's go inside and go on killing spree. Second thought, let's just load the game. Oh, we're stealing now. Okay. I remember the thieves killed in Skyrim and Oblivion. I don't mind doing this. Let's do this for my blood. I am sorry to whoever lives here, but yeah, your house is empty now. And what about these? What's the point of these? Are these like part of the cemetery or something? Who knows? Or are these not even part of the... Can't get on there. Can't go in there. These are not actually buildings that you can enter. Wow. It's a little disappointing. This house, apparently, everything's free in this house, not that they're stealing. It's a little weird. It's small. Alright, I think we've done enough exploring. Let's go into town. Nice.
You some sort of freelancer?
Yes, I am. Let's go actually do the main thing before
I'm sorry. I'll just be a minute.
You had a minute. Next one comes out of your
I get overwhelmed by how big this game is. Let's go defeat our daughter.
Please hold him. I need to explain this addressing the grease monkey, Argo. Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself.
Town boss.
I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform.
Because I'm a badass.
Shirt, pants, work boots, company-approved colors. The, honorable apparel of a loyal worker?
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in... My proposition benefits the both of us. Please, hear me out. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way. You're the first stranger to wander into town in an age. Scripture I do not attend the good vicar's sermons as often as I should, but yes, I am a scientician, born and raised. And my faith tells me that hard work and difficulty fortify our spirit. Well, this is hard work I ask of you, but there is a reward at the end of it. The geothermal plant was built by our owners, Spacer's Choice. Lit up the whole Vale once upon a time. Most of the Vale is now abandoned. All that power is going to waste. I'm afraid I can't spare the workers. We're strapped for bodies as it is. I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but the people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home. Good law, no, I don't want you killing anyone, least of all them. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go. And that if...
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I could come in useful. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you. You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine, and trusting Miss Holcomb to guide you if you'd like.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
All right, let's get out of here.
Hello. You some sort of freelancer?
Hello.
Got my sights on you.
We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk. Hey, mister, can we talk? Sorry. Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left. Life's hard here, especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is.
Let's go talk to Vicar. He's right here. Where is he? Where is he?
I've always felt weird in here. It's too...
There is Max.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max, if you're the sort who prefers brevity. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar DeSoto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison. Anything at all. Spiritual counseling?
But what? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do?
Uh-oh, that's what I want to do. Yeah, let's tell him the truth.
Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk. Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume. The marauders I met when I ventured outside the walls might agree with you. Bastards snuck up on me while I was dutifully hunting for a banned book in a collector's library. Barely escaped with my life. But you see, one of the reasons I transferred here was to get my hands on that heretical text. If you managed to acquire it for me, I'd pay quite a handsome sum for the book. It's a handwritten journal. Thank you.
Another quest. Okay. Random.
Hey there, Mary. Don't see you around here too often. Oh.
Alright, so let's get out of here. Or about there. It's actually aren't that big. First death in the game. Yeah. Load. No way. Can I start over from there? No way. Oh, okay. Never mind. Oh, God. Alright. Let's not go that way this time. Let's go that way. Stick to the roads.
Here we go! Don't mess with us. You got him!
Oh, it's alright. That is good. Alright. Let's equip this. Nice. Save the game.
Huh? I
That's gotta hurt. That was quick.
Whatever. Pretty sure nobody lives in this house. Everything in here, but I'm not gonna the lock. And I'm a criminal. Where'd he go?
Everyone all right?
He didn't do anything. Oh, could have. Stay on task. Stay on task. Alright. So, we are almost there. Alright, something killed these guys. So, I'm gonna have my assault rifle ready. See what's in here.
Move along, stranger. We don't want any trouble.
Uh-oh.
I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along.
Should I shoot her?
Answers, huh? You must be one of those philosoph... Yeah, that's us. And you can tell Thompson we're doing just fine, but if you're gonna start wandering around my camp... A Geo what? Look, enough with the questions. You don't know what enough... No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights.
Okay.
It's not like Zoe to go wandering. Figured she might be out scavenging, but that ain't exactly her. Can't imagine where she's gone. Could do without... Over in the hothouse. If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside.
NPCs look
If you're bearing
alike.
illness,
Yeah.
find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gate. I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just...
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Are you staying long? You should try... Reed Thompson? You here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then? Make amends. Spare me. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves. He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans? Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do. You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scraps Spacer's Choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
I'm all right. I ain't so fragile.
That was unkind of me. I'm sorry, dear. It's not much of a living. Every single person in that town has sold themselves to Spacer's Choice. The company owns them. Body, blood, and bones. You've been there. You've seen it. All anyone ever does is toil over a cannery. They give their lives for some heartless corporation, and then they're tossed into a Spacer's Choice brand cemetery. Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives. You bring power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it. I trust you will listen to your conscience.
So, now where's the power plant?
Fancy duds. Do the tubes get in your way? Fresh off the limb, and that includes canid meat.
How do you compare this to this one? Oh, okay. I look like a marauder now. Let's go steal some stuff. Whoa. I don't want to do that. How do I get out of here? Okay.
Oh, that's Thomas. He used to follow me around before he left the cannery.
Oh, didn't see you there. I was just... Whoa, Miss Parvati.
Are you,
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like...
Oh gosh, no.
Are you from town? I mean... Well, what I meant was you're... Sorry, I just wasn't sure if you were from town or if you were one of us. Something... Fact is, I've been... Well, I'll take all the help I can get. I set my mind to learning the craft of the engineer, you see. I want to make... You ever heard of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering? Comes in...
Those are good.
I know the old community center kept a copy. Should find another one back in town. I'll pay you for every pad you bring me. If, by some miracle, you can bring me the... Would you?
Okay. Wow.
Down they go!
Wow. Oh, okay. Second death.
Oh, that's Thomas. He used to follow me around before he left the cannery.
Down they go!
Unexpected.
Oh, what the heck?
Everyone all right? I've always wanted to poke around in here.
Searching for unauthorized...
Incoming!
Oh, that's cool. I want this. 200. I have 62. Not enough. Oh yeah, that's cool. 350. Alright, let's sell some stuff. I can't sell.
It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice.
Yeah. Super.